What is up, YouTube? It is Diehard here, bringing you guys 2 gameplays, not just 1 but 2. And as you see in this matchup, definite run spammer here, constant run spam going on. And he turned KO on in this match. This matchup's kind of old, but today's topic, because I get this a lot on my Xbox, on Twitter, on my YouTube inbox, even on Ask FM. People stalk me with this response. But they always say to me, Diehard, you have a shit show, this and that, something along the lines of I have a shit show. So today, we're going to analyze or try to figure out why I have such a shitty show, because I'm trying to figure it out just as much as you are. Okay, so let's break it down. I've got numerous channels, right? The first channel, Power Plant 2010, launched in November of 2009. Cool, whatever, all that good stuff. Lots of episodes up there. And then we moved to TPP 2K, which is this channel. We did, I think, 10 or 12 episodes here. Went down for a little bit, and then we moved to TPP Frontline, which currently is at the time of this video, it's up to episode 2021 being out this week. But, that's a lot of episodes. Lots and lots of episodes. So, I guess the way I'm breaking this down is how are we gonna figure my show is shit? Is my show shit because I put out a weekly show, or is my show shit because I don't have a bunch of people that I brown nose to that always do all these fancy things, or is my show a big honking stinking pile of shit because I don't have the additional hours to work on these graphics and to make these video packages? Is that what makes my show so shitty? I mean, I'm just trying to figure this out, because for those that say that to me, like on Twitter, or send it to my inbox on YouTube, they don't comment on the video. They say it to me in a message because they're afraid to say it, and so other people can see it, because they don't want other people to know what their opinion is. And yes, as you saw there, I was spamming the Randy Orton stomp on him, but if you've been watching this match, I'm pretty sure you understand why. Anyways, so let's go back over. I do a weekly show, constantly a weekly show. I don't have any time off, so to speak. It's one to the next, to the next, to the next. All recording and editing. I don't have fancy video packages. Uh-oh. Occasionally, if I get some extra time, I do try to do one. I'm not that good at it. I've openly admitted that numerous times. I'm not that good at video packages. I don't have super fancy graphics with these super amazing textures and things on them. I'm sorry. So just because of those things, that makes my show shitty, because I constantly upload a show every single week for people to watch, for people to get entertainment from, or whatever. And then I'll get people that'll say, well, you're only getting 200 views on your show when FAM gets 7,000. Or like the PWR episode got like 2,000. Does that bother me? Not really. I mean, sure, everybody wants more views, right? Like, that's what everybody wants. However, the 1 to 200 views I get in every episode of Frontline, those are diehard people that have been with me since 2010 and still watch the show consistently, whether they comment or not. They're still leaving a like. And to those that dislike without saying anything, come on now. That's one thing I don't do. I don't dislike a show without commenting. Like, if I like it or dislike it, then I comment. Now, sometimes I'll like a show without even commenting, but I'll never dislike a show without saying why I disliked it or what I disliked about a certain segment to cause the dislike. Even if it's just because I don't like the people. Whatever. And so when people tell me and yes, I know you probably hear Melinda sneezing or blowing her nose in the background. She's got like a head cold this morning or today. Yeah, I guess it's technically still morning for another 30 minutes. But okay, so I have a shitty show for the simple fact that I only upload every single week. That we have one of the most active league-fed channels in the online scene. I'm not saying, like, there's some other online leagues and feds. There's some out there that are weekly. There's not many, because the thing is, going weekly is like a whole different world. I mean, it's total, things are so effed up and so crazy, because even if you don't try to, have all kinds of, what's the word I'm looking for here? You try to have no drama with people, but it happens. Even if you're not trying to have it. And we try to avoid it at all costs, but there's always going to be issues. And usually it's with people outside of the power plant that just feel that they deserve the right to talk smack or do whatever. And I just kind of laugh at that. I mean, here's my recommendation for you. If my show is so shitty, if the power plant is such a shit show, right, then why don't you go invest and get a capture device? You can get an AverMedia Live Gamer HD if you know how to install it in your computer for 160 or 180 bucks, I think, 160 or 180. You can go pick up a Hauppauge HD PVR for I think 170 now or 160. I don't know, it's 200 when I got it both times. You can pick up the Blackmagic Intensity Pro. There's numerous different capture cards. Why don't you go pick up one of them? Start editing a show, do it weekly, and then you deserve the right to talk shit. That's how I look at it. At that point, when you start doing what you're saying is so shitty, that's when you deserve the right to talk shit about somebody else's show. Because that's what separates the power plant from everywhere else. Especially these large, like I'm saying, if you could see it now, I'm using quotation fingers, but these larger shows everybody likes to say, like, I saw the CCE thing. Now, I've never been a fan of TXW. I'll check out their first show, though. I will, because I'm nice like that. I always check out people's shows, and I will give constructive feedback. I really will. If there's something about it that I saw that I didn't like, then I'll tell them. But if it, in its entirety, if it looks good for the most part, then sure, I'm going to be like, hey, look, that doesn't actually look that bad. And hopefully, I may not like Everett Creed, but whatever, I don't base it off that. I'm not friends with Monroe anymore. I don't talk to Monroe, but I still enjoy what I see him doing his matches. And that's why when somebody says, oh, well, you can't talk to so-and-so, fuck you guys. Fuck you guys and your goat asses, because I'll do whatever the hell I want to do. That's just the way it is. So, again, we're in this run spammer match, right? This is what happens to me in player matches, by the way, all the time. This is why I run a league, so I don't have to deal with this shit. And you may be thinking, Diehard, you are swearing an awful lot in this video. Yes, I am. I am swearing an awful lot because I want to. So, okay, I've got this shitty show, right? For doing a show every single week. That's the thing. Like, if somebody was to say, like, that they're the best, I don't think a show's the best when it takes forever. I mean, yes, every show's gonna have its little, positive kind of things about it, right? I mean, with the power plant, we have an extremely diverse roster. People from various different backgrounds. That's what we have. That's what we've always been known for, is having people from different backgrounds within the community. But then, like PWR, it was a very solid show. I personally think some of the matches were a little too long, but it was a good show. Some leagues have great visual presentation with graphics, some with the video packages. URWL is pretty much all around enjoyable in every sense, and I've been finding some other new ones too. And usually the offline leagues are the best, like when it comes, because they can do more things. They aren't restricted to just doing a certain thing. And I know CCE, when I haven't seen it. I've seen a couple of the entrances, the countdown stuff. I never really understood doing the countdown thing. It's never really been a big thing for me. I never really did the countdowns because I've always just focused on getting the show out. I'm not saying it's wrong for them to do it. As you see, this guy just spamming that shoulder block. But like I said, I'm not saying it's wrong to, focus on the countdowns. It doesn't make you a bad person. I'm just saying, for me personally, it just wasn't a big pushing point for it, I guess. I never worried too much about those things. But yeah, so some will have great graphics, some will have, great video packages, some will have excellent matches, some will have amazing commentary. There is no one best, okay? there is no best. There's no best ever, because to put it simple, everybody's got their own unique tendencies. Every league and every fed has a unique special thing to it. And for me, one of my unique abilities is my ability to constantly put up a weekly show. To be able to upload it, a 10 plus gig file in like 2 hours. You know, that's just something I can do. Most people can't do that. They say that, you know, it takes them longer to do things. And when fam said it takes them hundreds of hours to do this stuff, right? Because they said they go in and they put in the commentary or the crowd track, and then they do the mat hits. That's called being lazy. If you turn down the music volume in game, guess what? You have most of the crowd sounds, which you can then amplify with new crowd sounds, and then you already have the mat hits from when the moves are done, which we've all seen what happens when you guys do that. You over amplify the mat hits and you make it sound like you have a mic directly underneath you, and then everything starts bleeding together, so you have a horrible mix. And I don't blame you guys for not being audio engineers, because, you know, whatever. All right. Anyways, this video's wrapping up. I think me and this guy got separated at the end here after I ghetto stomped his gangsta ass. But I just wanted to make this short little video of why my show is so shit. And I'm going to put the links to my other channels down in the description, because I have such a shitty show. And I'm a spineless, self-promoting bastard, so I'm okay with that. So I am Diehard, and I will see you guys next time on the DH grade, which I've got a simulation player on there this time. So I'll see you guys soon.